Hey there, I'm Vickie Howell, and welcome to my Get Schooled in Knitting series, where I break down the fundamental skills that you need to get knitting and get knitting successfully. Let's see what we're going to learn today. So for every knitting project, you're going to start by casting on stitches, and all that means is getting the yarn onto your needle. For this one, I'm going to show you how to do what's called the long tail cast on. And to begin that, I'm going to set my needle aside for a second. You start with a slip knot. To create a slip knot, you make a loop out of your yarn. Well, first you have a tail that you're going to grab. And this will vary in length depending on how many stitches are required for the pattern. We're not really going to worry about the length right now. So we're going to make a loop out of it. I think it looks like a little cursive E if you look at it. And you'll see that your tail is on top of the working yarn. The working yarn is connected to the ball. So you've got this loop. The strand that's on top of your tail, you're going to then whip under and push through to create a loop. You're going to pull that loop through, and you see that you've created this slip knot. Okay, then we're going to take your needle and you're going to slide the slip knot onto it, and then pull both the strands of yarn until it's firm, but not so tight that you can't slide it back and forth. Okay, that slip knot will also count as your first stitch. So now we need to set up. So for this particular method, we take the needle, we're going to grab both strands with your hand, and you'll notice that the strands are caught underneath my pinky. Well, now it's all the fingers, but it's going to be just the pinky. You see that? And my ring finger. So then we're going to take our pointer finger and our thumb, and they look like a little, I guess, gun or whatever, and we're going to use them to separate those two strands. So now you'll get what looks like a little bit of a slingshot when you pull down the needle, or maybe a little heart for the kinder, gentler knitter out there. All right, so from here, we're going to start our cast on. All right, we need to come up under that first strand, or up through the loop, however you want to think about it. And then you want to go over and you want to grab the top strand on your pointer finger. And you can see the stitch being created right there. So now we want to let the loop from your thumb slide off, and then you pull it, and you've just created a stitch. All right, so we make sure that we're still set up, reset if we need to. We're going to come under the first strand and over the next strand and pull it through. I'm going to reset up. I reset up in between each one just because I like to be up tighter towards my two fingers. I just feel like it's more taut and easier. So under the first strand, over the second, and through the loop. Under, over, through. Let's add an off to that because we're going to go off, take the loop off our thumb. So under, over, through, off. I'll show you one last time. Under, over, through, off. And you'll just continue doing that for as many stitches as you want or as the pattern calls for. All right, and that's all there is to it. You did it. I can't wait to see how you brought your knitting skills together. Make sure to tag @Vickie Howell on social media so I can see you working on techniques and the projects you make using them.